evening, and we're doing a little bit of a surprise stream here. I know I'm supposed to have released a tab here at 5 p.m. Did not happen. I've been enjoying my week off vacation here a little too much, but I thought I'd come back, do a little bit so that we have something to work off of here this week so I can have at least one tab a week. I said that to myself when I started. I'm going to keep my promise. This is the third time I've said that, but this time I'm sticking with it. And today we're going to be doing a much requested song, Silent Screamer. This is one that I played on a kind of a goofy little jam here. I think I'm really quiet. I'm going to turn that up. As you can see, I'm in a new area. I don't know how to use my stuff yet. Anyway, there doesn't need to be too much explanation. We're going to be tabbing this out today. We've had some requests from people asking about how I do tabs and things like that. Somebody was saying they really enjoyed watching how I do this. And with Silent Screamer being so repetitive in the bass line aspect, we can do this one relatively quick and show you some of the copy and paste techniques that I like to use to save me quite a bit of time. But anyway, if you do not, or if you were not familiar with Silent Screamer, it is a Tatasuro Yamashita song from 1980 from the album Ride on Time, which is an album that is just hit after hit. Those are some really, really fire bangers in there. I don't know if I should be saying fire bangers. Am I too old? Yeah. Anyway, that's what we're doing. So for those of y'all who have not heard it before, this is what it sounds like. We're going to give it a little bit of a listen here. So as you can hear, that is a song that absolutely destroys. It's so good. So good. So what we're going to be doing today, even though that was just a little bit of the intro there, we're going to be going through and mapping out the whole song. So that first opening bass line, I've played this before. I know what this sounds like. I've worked it out. I've saved some time here. But what we got starts on open E, and I'm pretty sure we are in E major. Let's see here. It's either E major or E minor. We're going to find out. But it starts off with that open slap. I'm going to turn the mic off so you don't have to hear all that slap back. So what we got right there is our basic form of what we're going to have for most of the song. When we get into the second part, we've got this little middle intro where they do kind of a funk slide. By the way, Koki Ito playing bass. If you haven't checked out the video I had on Koki Ito doing a little bit of collection of his stuff, you should go check that out. It's always good. Yeah, always fun. So going back to our song here, here's that second intermediate part that we'll get to. I'm not sure if that's exactly 100% right. We're going to have to go back through and double check it later, but I'm pretty sure that that's, if nothing else, close. Okay, now let's get to the music score part of things here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull this away. Get this over here in the right window. And then if I can open up OBS with all my terrible organization over here. I use a program called Flat.io. The website is flat.io. And not a bad program. The reason I use it is I got a really good deal for a lifetime license when it was on sale one time. Takes a little bit of muscling to get going, but once you do, it's not too bad. One of the new features, though, that I'm really liking in this version is you can go to the layout settings, you can go to audio recordings, and you can pick a specific song off of SoundCloud, YouTube. I'm not sure what this V is, but the big one for me is YouTube, and you can sync it up click by click. So that's really great if you want to play along with the song or see where the music exactly lines up, listening to the audio, not having to try to double sync a click track from one of these MIDI recordings on the staff with an actual audio recording. So that is a very nice bonus that they're going to have. However, to make that work, you have to be as close as possible, not only to the tempo, but to the number of measures you put into the piece. So all I'm saying for that right now is that when we start the recording, we need to kind of guess how many measures of intro we're gonna have before we start, because the bass doesn't start off right away, and we've got the drum kicks coming in and that kind of ethereal nonsense going on. Anyway, let's go back to the very beginning of this song, and let's hear just how many beats. Actually, first of all, let's figure out the BPM. I'm going to listen to this, pull out my metronome, see what we got. Okay, so that's pretty quiet there, but I clocked it right in between 117 and 118. And it's gonna fluctuate a bunch. So we're gonna go for right now, we're gonna go with 117, because as you'll see later in this process, it's better to be a little slower than a little faster when we're syncing it up later. So we'll stick with 117 for right now. Now let's go ahead and go back to the beginning of the song, and let's see if we can figure out just how many measures of intro we have right from the beginning. So here we go with the play. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so a full intro before we start going. And there's 3 measures. 2, 3, 6. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to be coming in right here on measure 10. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to just a little bit loud there for sound. A little loud for Silent Screamer. Okay, so let's try that and double check here right from the beginning. So if we play it right from the 0 mark and we're counting off our ticks of 1, 2, 3, 4, we can get right there. Here we go. Well, 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's a little off. 2, 3. As long as close. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4. There we go. One other thing that I didn't mention to you is that we're going to be in 4. 4, 4. That was already put at the beginning just in our template. Worked out this time. Now, last thing we got to figure out, our key. So we've got our keys in E. And we've got a minor E minor blues. If it was major, it would sound like that. So we've got our minor blues. So E minor, I got to do my music math in my head, which is G major, which has 1 sharp, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here at the beginning, click on our first measure, go to, I gotta make sure I say everything right too, because my roommate is here who is a musician, and if I say one wrong thing, he's gonna roast me so hard. He'll jump on the camera and roast me. So I gotta be correct. 1 sharp. There we go. Good, okay. So now let's go ahead and get this first section figured out. So if we're doing it slow, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, we got some syncopations there. But the important thing is the first ones are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, E, and and that's going to be 0, 2. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of counting there. So this second one here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we come in on the third 16th note. Bottom, whoa, wrong thing. Da da, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so let's see here. Ba-da, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it holds all the way over until this next beat. Da-dum, bum, bum, bum. But only for a 16th note. And I'm going to tie that together. Okay, now, you might be asking me right now, Alex, why did you not just do a dotted 8th note? Good question. That's what I did originally, but I found that for people, a lot of people who gave me feedback on reading these really like to see the division of the beat. So since we're in quarter notes, visually, for sight reading purposes at least, it's nice to see where every division of the beat is. We're also talking about a rhythm section being the bass, with all these really precise syncopations and pop slaps, all that kind of stuff. So we need to have a really good mapping of exactly where our beats are and where we're changing and all that kind of stuff. So that's why we're doing the tie in the way that that is right there. So going back to the rhythm, we've got this, the ba-da, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So now we've got another group of 3, but this time we're gonna make it a same thing, 8th note. And then we're going to do, let's see here, find that. There we go. Now this time, I am gonna dot it because it keeps us nicely in our rhythmic frame. Da-dum, bum, bum, bum. And our last open E is gonna be right on beat 3. So starting from measure 10 now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. I can't count and play at the same time, but I promise you it's right. Then at the end, we've got that bum up here. So 3 and a 4. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's not a quarter note. That is a 8th note. And then we go all the way up here, 5, 7, 5. And this is kind of an interesting one because it's a pull off, or rather, I'm sorry, it's a pop with a hammer on, and then a slap, as I miss it right there. Woo, sorry about that. Now, if you do it fast enough, sometimes you don't have to slap it. You can do that. But I've seen a recording and I've heard a live version where I heard that double slap, and I was like, oh yeah, Koki Ito, so good. Now, some of you might be tempted to do it on the open A string there. Do not. Or the G string, not the A string. Because that's too tinny. That's too bright. We want we want this. Different sound. So we've got that right there, and here's gonna be our 16th notes. Da-da-dum. So 16th note, 5, 7, 5. And this one is a quarter note. So there's our main first riff. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Next one, similar to our measure 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got a lead into the next measure. But let's go ahead and put those in. Those are nice and simple. 5, 5, 5. Just like that. So we got that. And then he does a little bit of a lead in here right at the end. Whoop, not for that. For this. We got a little open. Not that. This. There we go. Get our open A string right there. And it goes right into that 5, the D, here in measure 13. Scroll down a little bit so we can, let's see if you guys can see that okay. Yeah, you can still see that okay. Good. Alrighty. Yes. Bottom. Here we go. So we just got a very simple funk progression. 5, well, as an 8th note. 5, 7, 3, 5. Whoops. Okay, well, I want all of these to be 8th notes. Thank you. 3, 5. Da-dum, bottom. I think it's a 2, 4. And then an 8, 10. And if you're wondering how I got these numbers so quick, it is because I'm thinking in octaves. So this movement is just a 1-note movement. We go from D, then we go to C, then to B, and then to G sharp, wait, D, E, E sharp, and then back to E. But we play octaves with them, the note higher. I'm sorry, the note that is the next higher of the same pitch. So starting with D, we go to the next D. Low D, high D. Low C, high C. Low B, high B, you get the idea. So that's how I know if I have a 5, I go over 2 strings, go up 2. So 5 plus 2, 7. 5, 7, 3 plus 2, 5, 3, 5. You get the idea. Saves you a lot of time when you're doing a lot of tabs, stuff like this. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We got our 4-measure thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we, believe it or not, just did 50% of the song. Right there. That is so much of the song. So what I'm going to do now is, well, let's just hear it one time with the old metronome. Okay, well, I said with the metronome, and then I didn't turn the metronome on. Here we go. Okay, well, I didn't mean metronome like that. Wow, you really gotta hurt me today, Hibber. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. And over and over and over. Highlight. Copy. And now we begin the fun part. How many times do we paste it? I'm gonna guess 9 times before we have to change it. Let's see. Elijah, how many times do you think I'm gonna have to copy and paste it? That is absolutely the look of somebody who did not care, but he said 5. Yeah, don't give me sass. I can see it in your face. I see it in his face. Okay, here we go, right from the beginning. And remember, that first one doesn't count, because we already wrote that one out. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. All right. So this is our first one. Okay, here we go. 1. 2. 3. 'Okay, here we go. 4. Oh, Elijah's getting nervous. Here's the 5. Boom, right there. Uh-oh. Elijah loses. That's a 6 right there. Yeah, he looks salty. And 7. I think I'm gonna be off by 1. Boom. New section. Okay, so for the first minute and 25, not too bad. All the same stuff there. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at this section, this second section here. Also, as a side note, if you were listening, as I was, you heard that it's not exactly the same all the way through. There's nuances that happen. There's double slaps. For instance, there's one spot I heard in there where he did a little ghost tap before, instead of going. So there are little things that we're going to go in and change, but the length of the phrases, the general structure of the phrases, all of that is the same. So saves us a lot of time as far as the general outline skeleton goes. Now let's listen to the second section here and see if I remembered it correctly or what we need to change here from this spot. Let's back up a little bit and get into it. Okay, here we go. Okay. So it was a little bit different than I remember, but pretty similar. So we've got this, real funky, constant motion in the right hand kind of thing, even if we're not playing notes in the left hand. So you can see I'm still moving my hand back and forth. I'm just hitting slapping sounds. I'm not really making a note speak per se, but I'm keeping that rhythmic sound going in the bass. So instead of it being, I'm constantly playing. There we go. Got it on the last one. That would be if I wanted to keep moving the whole time. So he does a little bit in between both here. One more time we'll listen to it, and then we'll tab it out. Okay. That's what it is. So we've got this. And then it's a pull off. Da-da! So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Okay, so we've got a 16th note slide. So from the 5 to the 7. So let's do 16th notes, 5, and then 7. Do a little slide there. So we got the bottom, bum, bum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, bum, bum. So, and let's hear exactly what he does again. I don't think he slides in the first time. I don't think he slides in. I think he just starts right on the 7. I can't tell. Is he sliding into it or not? I think he's just landing on it. That's what we're going to try for right now. We're going to get rid of it. And as the beauty of tabs, we can always go back and erase. Oh, gravy. I got way far off. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, that part is definitely right. So let's do this. Give it a little dat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, bum. Okay, let's see what the 4th beat is. boom, boom, boom. Okay, so there's nothing at the end here. So then we go back to the 7. And this time we've got a 3 beats. So 1, bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. So we actually have the same rhythm here, even though we're not tying that in. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's bad counting, but the rhythm was right. So we got this again, another 7. And for those of you who are just joining us, it's going to look like I am beaming this very strange, but that is due to making it easier to sight read the rhythm and to visually see how these beats all line up with each other. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And let's see what this is rhythmically. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so this is a dotted 1, 2, 3, and then there's our pull off, our 9, 7, 7, and we'll give that an 8th value, and let's see what that sounds like now. I think that's it. Let's get a play in. That's it. All right, let's get the second one. Wait, is it? I think there's an extra. I'm making the executive decision. Bum, bum, buddy, bum, bum, bum. Okay, that's the same thing. Bum, 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 beam. Okay, so we go down here. 5. And it's going to be the same 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, but I'm not going to beam it like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tie it. Bum, 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 beam. There we go. Let's see what that sounds like. Oop, go back. Okay. Now we got almost the same thing in the next measure, so we're just going to copy and then paste it and change it around. So we got bum, 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 bum. And I think it just goes right to 6. Let's see here. Okay, so that's the basic structure there, and that's the other 50% of the song that we're going to copy and paste for the rest of time here. But let's go back through and let's make sure that that is as close as we can get it. There's no extra double pops or double slaps for now, because again, we're going to go back through later, change this all up. But let's listen here. Let's go back a little more and then listen. And then that's the other part that's a little bit different. Okay, so I'm hearing some variations in there that I'm gonna have to go back through later and change and really go crazy and not talk to any of y'all and just be like, oh, what does that sound like? But this is the basic structure here. So we're gonna copy this now, turn it into our second section here, and now it changes right at the end. So let's hear exactly where it changes. So we're gonna go back and get into measure 42. All right, here we go. Measure 42 now. Okay, so when we get to this measure, this one's different. Bum, 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 bum. So that right? Okay, that's it. So it's a 2, 2, 2, 2. All eighth notes. Eighth notes. Hey, wait, 3. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Yum bum. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, comes in on the 3. So bump, bump, and of 3, boom. Tie it over to a quarter note. Yes. And there we go. And now we're back to Silent Screamer. Highlight our 4 favorite measures of all time. Okay, there we go. Control, copy. Prepare for the pasting. Oh, yes. There we go. It begins again. Second one. Third one. Running out of measures. Here's our 4th one. Okay, I'm going to add a bunch of measures. And then here's going to be our middle part again. I'm going to stop that right there. I'm going to go back up, find our middle section. Okay, well, oh, whoa, start on the right note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Scroll down. Get this one. There we go. Do a little control copy. Come down here, do a little bit of that paste action. Boom. And that's 8 measures. So let's hear this here. So measure 66. Yeah, that's different. Okay, now we get something a little interesting here. They added, because they're just trying to be sneaky little beakies, they put a 2/4 bar in here. Why would you do that, Tatasuro? Trying to throw us off? You trying to be funky? Don't be funky. It's not your job. That's his job. His job's to be funky. Okay, let's go back here. And this is a tied bloop, 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 bloop. Whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4, tied in there. And then this is also tied right here to a half note, but it's also E sharp. Tied. Okay, let's go back and let's see if we can count that in. Going back to our 8 bar, which is, where is that? Measure 66. Rewind. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 66 now. One, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we get back to our main groove there. Okay, got it. Let's go back, get our handy dandy opening 4 measure phrase. Copy, scroll, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just go down here and add so many measures. I'm just spamming the add measure button because you can always remove them later. And let's rewind a little bit and start paste madness. Okay, here we go. First one now. There we go. Boomba, 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 boomba. Second one. Another one. solo is so cool. Next one. And another one. Oh yeah. Shred it, Tatasuro. Here we go, another one. Oh yeah. Okay, I think we're coming back now to our middle part. And there we go, measure 100. Okay, so let's go back and get our middle part here. And knowing the song, it's going to be more similar to the second time than it is the first time, because it's got an even longer hold, and then one of the greatest of all time. It's just, it puts, what's her name, to Mikonda Hondo, the one who does Tsubasa the Wings, the 30-second note. Got nothing on Tatasuro. This is way better. Okay, copy. Measure 100 and paste. There we go. All right, let's see how close we are. Coming out of the solo and measure 100. Here's our hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so we hold it for 2 whole notes for sure. Boom. Tie it into the note before. That's not the note I wanted it to be. Stop that. Go back to this one. Tie. There we go. And then I think it's... And then it's a slap on 2. Dom, boom. And I think Koki Ito's a machine and he can just reach. I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna slide down on a 2. Might change it later. We'll see. 2. And then we'll do a little tab articulation. Full release. Brrr. No, my goodness, what is happening? Why does it always want me to sign into Microsoft Excel? I don't want to sign into Microsoft Excel. Okay. Boom. Damn it, Koki Ito. It's got to be a 7. Just because the technique is harder doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. That's the way it is. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. So I think we come in at 13. I think I just suck at counting. Let's do that again. Crap. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 109. 2, 3, 4, 110. 2, 3, 4, 111. 2, 3, 4, 12. 2, 3, 4. Bam. And we got a funky little lead into that, but 113 is in fact our final destination. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the beginning. Copy. Scroll, 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 scroll. Get all the way down here to measure 113 and paste. There we go. Finally, we have our 4-bar phrase going along one line. Don't worry, everybody. I'll fix it before I do the tab video, so it's not hellacious to read. Also, for those of you watching who I haven't explained it before, I know this isn't perfect. I'm going to go back through, change all the subtlety, nuance things later, but I'm going to show you this last part of how to sync it up, and that's why I save all the nuance to later, is because then it's so much easier to click through and do stuff. Okay, so let's go back and get into that. And 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1. There we go. Bomb, bomb, bomb. 116. Now we're at 117. Oh no. There we go. 121. Oh yeah. Oh, time to paste for, I'm pretty sure, the rest of the song. But remember, we have to have it the exact right length, otherwise the song won't sync properly. Yeah, don't you guys love hearing me just gargle over Tatasuro Yamashita. Doesn't it feel good? Oh boy. About to run out of measures. There we go. Keep on the pasting. Still pasting. One of these days, I'll learn this guitar solo. This is one of those guitar solos that you can only play with your mouth open and your eyes closed. Just like, it's too epic. Oh yeah. And let's do one more for good measure. 3. Perfect. And then we're gonna have one measure of just dead outro because this is still playing, this is still playing, this is still playing, this is still playing. So what we're gonna do, no, we're not gonna do bomber. We're gonna do that for another time. We're gonna let it go to 164. So that means I'm gonna come down here and go delete, 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 delete. So for those of you who weren't at the beginning of the stream, the reason I'm leaving these 4 measures at the end open is because I am trying to link through a feature in Flat.io. I can link my tab directly to a YouTube video. So I have a YouTube video here, obviously, and I'm gonna copy this video URL. But what we've been doing this whole time, even though the tab is not perfect, I'm gonna go back through and change it. I now have the framework to put it with the recording. And I'm gonna show you how that works, and then that's gonna finish us up here for the stream today, and then I'll go and do all the little detailed nuance, because that's just a couple hours of me going, what? Huh? Making sounds and getting frustrated. So I'm going to spare you that. But this last part, if you haven't seen this feature of Flat.io, is pretty nifty. And it takes a little bit of finagling to figure out how to work. So if I can help any of y'all out learning something, I'm happy to do it. Okay, so what we do here is we're in our Flat.io, like at the top thing where you've got your options, you go to layout settings. Here in layout settings, you go all the way to the right of your 5 options here, and you've got audio recordings, and you click on that. Then you want to click add a recording. And then what it'll do down here, and I'm sure my camera is exactly in the wrong spot, of course it is, so I'm going to move it up here now. It says synchronize a new song with your music notation, beta. So I'm going to go ahead and paste, shkaboom, my YouTube link. And then immediately you can see I've got my Tatasuro Yamashita down here. Now I'm going to take 1 second to take my headphones off and put my bass down because I do not need this in my way anymore. Maybe. Okay. And now what I have to do, there's really no other way around it. You have to do every single measure. You have to click on with your space button right on beat 1. And it sounds like a pain in the butt to do for all those measures. You have to do it one time for 5 minutes, but it is the way to do it. If you try to do it every other measure, or if you try to just kind of guess in the middle or have your metronome just be close enough, it'll drive you crazy. It'll never sync up right. So we're going to try that. The hardest thing is getting the beginning going, because once you get that first, that measure, for us, it's going to be measure 10. We're going to be good. So once we get from, actually, I take that back. For us, it'll be measure 2. Because measure 1 has silence, and then measure 2 is our boom, the kick drum. So we've got measure 1 right now. If we click on this, you can see the timing is 0. So that's going to be the beginning of our first measure. It starts that first measure with Tatasuro Yamashita, or with the recording. That's why we have that dead measure at the beginning, and it's a count-in of 9, or I'm sorry, yeah, a count-in of 9 measures instead of a count-in of 8 measures, which is what the actual song is, but not what the recording is. I know that seems like a lot of complicated extra stuff, but now you're going to see why it's important. Here we go. So I'm going to click Add New Sync Point as soon as we get to measure 2. So it starts. Okay, so that measure 2 was hard to get because I had to just randomly click it. So for me, it says I got it at 2.689. So let's go back and let's just visually check to see if this goes across right at 2. Nope. So it was late. So I'm going to go in here, and for this first one, I'm going to manually turn that down just to 2. And let's see if that makes it a little bit better. You see, that was too fast. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to remove it. I'm going to start over again. Let's see if I can just get a better one. Okay, let's see how I got there. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, now that I got this up here, I'm going to start it. Now, you see this little menu's open. I'm going to hit start. And then as it goes through, I'm going to hit space every time I hit a measure. So here we go. See you at the end, hopefully. See, I knew I'd do something wrong. I think you have to do it after you add one. So starting from 3, after I click add, I then just start hitting space from the beginning. Yeah. So I'm just trying to hit it at the beginning of every measure. 7, 8, 9, 12, and that's going to be really loud for you guys. So I'm turned that quite a bit down. But this is what we got to do. The whole song. Oh, this is so loud. I was not planning on not having my audio set up. So this is another reason why we want it to be slower than faster, is so that it doesn't get ahead of us. And it just lets us... I've not been clicking... I just have sadness, y'all. Well, let's see if I got the first 11 right. That's good. That's good. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's the right one. And then out of nowhere. Wow! And now it's going to start getting wonky. It's too slow. It's too slow. Anyway, I'm not going to torture you guys by going through the entire process of doing this whole song. But the advantage of this is, once I get this all mapped out, let's say I'm trying to work on this intro section here, I can just click to the different sections. And when I click to the different, like right now this is going to be off, but I can click to the middle of the song and it's going to take me right there. Okay, so you can see, even though I didn't sync that up in the middle, it's close. It's not exact, but it was close. So that's why doing it measure by measure is really necessary, because that's their version of, we got it. It is not really there. It's always going to be a little bit off in some direction. Okay, but overall, that is it. That is Silent Screamer, Tatasuro Yamashita, Koki Ito, bass player for that, 1980, right on time. Really, really cool album. Really, really fun thing to do. Hey, what's going on? I didn't realize I completely ignored the chat. What's up, Zach? What's up, Bobby? Oh, I'm so glad that you guys can get some help from this. Oh, we got sticky one. How long does it take me to do this? Well, you've seen it today. Let's look at the stream timer. It is 58:26. Okay, it took an hour to get to the point where I've done 80% of the song totally done for the tab. Now, this is an unusual one because this is only 2 sections, and they are pretty easy to hear and copy and paste. The most difficult, to give you scale, the most difficult song I ever did had to be Shambara, Solid Dance. That thing was such a bitch. It's an awesome song. I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I have the tab. But not only is it's hard to play, it was hard to hear what was going on specifically. There's time changes at the wazoo. It's a 5-string piece, and that was the first piece that made me lower my string so that I can learn how to play with 5. That one took me, I bet I put about 15, 20 hours into that. It took a long, long, long time. This one, I bet I put another 45 minutes of quiet time into, and then it's done. And then I have to spend time editing things for the video and doing stuff like that. But more you do it, better it gets, or easier it gets. So Vibrating Pantu, always good to see you. Oh yeah, the Jackie Chan, he's got to sneak himself into the stream somehow. Always and forever. Okay, well, that's about it. That's about it. Hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. I'm going to try to check in, see if I can get this video out, and we're going to do one more of these later in the week because we had a special request to do the same thing here with a different song. So, be looking out for that. Hope you all have a great night, and I will catch y'all on the flippity flop.